Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Well, it may look pretty on the beach right now, but I tell you what, last week we had a full day, almost a full day of rain. Not hard, but some rain that really put a hampering on things on Bolivar. In fact, a lot of people either had to stay inside or go shop some of our local stores. But I noticed that some of our windows were seeping, and we're going to do some work on the house. And I wanted to find out, if we want to replace the windows, what steps do we need to take in order to make sure that the insurance will pick up and we don't lose any of the insurance coverage. And so I gave Chandra a real quick call and asked her if she could help me figure out what I needed to do to get the windows so that the TWIA insurance and the regular insurance would all still be in effect. And I'm happy to say it was an easy process, and this is what she had to say. Chandra, thanks for taking a quick call. We had some rain the other day, and I was looking at my windows, and it seemed like they were seeping a little bit. They've gotten sandblasted over the years.
Right.
And I want to replace them because we're going to paint the house. What do I need to do? Can I just go out and buy some windows? Or do I need to do some checking first before? Because I was going to buy them and have a contractor put them in. What steps should I take to make sure I get the right windows that are compliant with TDI in that?
Absolutely, David. And it's the best thing to do. Your contractor is going to go out and they're going to measure everything. They're going to give you a list of all the windows that you need. They're going to make a recommendation of, and maybe even get a quote on those windows before you actually buy them. Just send them over. Let us look at them, make sure that they're compliant. We can make sure that they have the right credentials from TDI. They've been tested. Every window has been tested to a certain size. So if you have some oversized windows, they may not comply. You maybe have to split up into a different configuration in that same opening size to make things work. And then we have to make sure it's the right pressure, because if you look at the wall, when you get close to the corners, the pressures are actually higher than in the middle part of the wall. So if you have windows and doors in the very corners, those are going to be higher pressure. So those may need to be a little bit different than all the rest of them. So It's better just to let us check it out. Also, we need to make sure that the contractor's clear on how to install them, because it's tested to a certain installation. We go out there a lot of times and people have nailed in the windows, and we're like, well, this is a screw-in installation. You got to change that. So people need to make sure that they're doing it according to the test report, the way it's been tested. If you want to put nails and screws, that's fine, but it has to have at least what's required by the test report. So
it's a lot of people want to
fill every single hole up, and they're only required to fill certain holes. And
so it's best to get hold of y'all, because this all ties back into the insurance, like with Dan Priest and stuff, whenever it comes in on what needs to be done so that it's all compliant for the insurance.
Exactly, because if you don't get your windows certified, then you could lose your insurance. I mean, the insurance companies go out, they take photos, they see, oh, David painted. What else did David do? So they're going to be looking, do they change doors? Do they change windows? Do they change roofing? Do they change siding? The other thing is you'll have to pop some trim off. The trim is not required to be recertified, but say that you had, maybe some rot in the wall and you replaced some framing or some sheathing or some damaged siding, that would have to be certified. So you can't just willy-nilly make repairs and think that you don't have to do anything.
Everything's got to be documented.
Everything has to be documented and certified. There's very few little exceptions.
Okay. Well, thanks for the answer, and I'm sure we'll have some more questions here real soon.
Anytime, David.
Well, once again, Chandra, thanks for taking our call and answering those questions. And anytime you do any work to your home, it's always good to call your insurance agent and see if you need to get anything recertified. Make sure that everything's in line, especially with hurricane season coming up right around the corner. So that's another thing I want to touch on, and we're going to talk about in coming weeks, is how we're going to keep you connected to weather, no matter what it's like, because we stay here and we keep you informed, not only through Bolivar Live, but through some email blasts and stuff too. And so stay tuned on that show. We're going to talk about hurricane season coming up. And so make sure your home's ready for the coming season, whether it's the shingles, windows, railing. Now's the time to check it out. So look at that beautiful beach. What better time than to spend it here on the Upper Texas Coast, Bolivar Peninsula? Well, we're going to head on out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, thank you to Aran and Franklin for everything they do. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Video equipment is sponsored by Crystal Beach Decor and More, located at 1959 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, and Beachy Beatnik Boutique and Jewelry, located at 970 Surfside and Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas. Thank you to these two businesses for being our 2025 video equipment sponsor for Bolivar Live.